Three women found in Stephen Paddock's hotel room on night of 1 October, report reveals. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department caught lying again in latest failed attempt to cover up details pertaining to the 1 October Las Vegas shooting. This was, looks like it was published May 26. Las Vegas IntelliHub investigative reporter Laura Loomer released information on Saturday revealing that Metropolitan Police had linked three women to Stephen Paddock's 32nd floor Mandalay Bay suite as being checked in on the night of 1 October shooting. A police communication log confirms three females, names redacted, have been staying in Paddock's room on the night of the massacre. And here we got some, looks like a quote from Laura Loomer. The most recent batch of documents that were released recount the events that took place that night and further reveal that Paddock was not alone in his room. The three women are then listed at number 1, number 2, and number 3 with their check-in and check-out dates, but their names are redacted from the log. Checked on 9/25, scheduled to check out October 2nd. And here's a little piece of the actual communication. Thanks to Loomer's relentless reporting, we know that Mary Lou Danley was present at the Mandalay Bay on the night of the shooting and was presumably one of the three women who were reported to have been checked in to the room. However, if this presumption remains true, who were the two additional women referred to in the police log? Could the remaining two women be an escort named Michaela and or her missing friend who was reported by radar online to have been with Paddock prior to the shooting? According to the report, the Sin City escort was reported missing by her boyfriend several days after the October 1 shooting that left 58 dead and 800 injured. A former sex worker who once dated Paddock and is now cooperating with the FBI told Radar in an exclusive interview. She was telling girls after work that she was scared something would happen to her, claimed former escort Michaela, whose full name is being withheld to protect her identity. She was booked the day before, or the day off, they put off, but it should be of, the shooting before she disappeared. There's messages where Stephen is telling her he's a government experiment and that they are listening to everything he says and does, and they can hack into his brain and take over, Michaela said. With all the recent revelation that three women were present in Paddock's hotel room on the night of the massacre raises another serious question. Whose females' effects or items were discovered to be tucked away inside of a suspicious suitcase during an initial police search of Mandalay Bay rooms 32-134, 32-135. And I just cross that out to keep it clean. I do have somewhat of a young audience. So, and then here's something else interesting, and it's a link to some more articles. It says related. Route 91 massacre survivor killed in hit and run marks fourth death of key eyewitnesses to shooting. And how can we believe anything they say after all of the lies and cover-up? How do we know the three people weren't two guys and one girl or one guy and two girls? How do we know it was three girls? A vast majority of the people who knew Stephen Paddock say there's no way he would have done this. And certainly those are the ones who seem the most honest and credible. It's easier for most people to kick someone while they're down after they have been accused of something like this than it is to defend them. The gun control motive fits the payoff scenario, but when we start seeing evidence of mind control, it takes us in a completely different direction, as traditionally those programs have been run by military and intelligence.
Okay, you know I don't know if you know anything about his father, but his father was a bank robber.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, and he got arrested and he broke out of jail. He escaped. Okay, they caught him and he only got a year out of that. And there are some people out there that are positing that possibly he cut a deal to get out of jail and put his kids, or at least Stephen, in the MK Ultra.
That the United States military was using the American people as guinea pigs, basically releasing radiation into populated areas to see how fast radiation would spread. The military was experimenting on people without their permission, injecting people with plutonium, which is, of course, one of the most toxic chemicals known to science. They even gassed the New York subway system.